What is up, fellas? Oh man, Dennis Farley's in here, so I know we're getting a thumbs down quick. We're getting a thumbs down. Dennis Farley, the thumbs down man. So what's going on, guys? I hope everybody had a good weekend. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another Monday night, Air Marshal Mondays. Oh, it's good to be back. I missed you guys. It's been a whole week. Well, for some of you, it's been since like yesterday. Some of you Saturday. A lot of you on Friday. Hopefully everybody that was able to tune in to the... Thanks, Dennis. Hopefully everybody that was able to jump into the Discord chat this past Friday, put something in the comments. Let me know what you thought about it. If you were able to jump in, if you thought it was a good experience, if you thought it was terrible. You know, I can be convinced to go back to doing the Zoom sessions, but I feel like the Discord, you know, gives us a better sense of community. It's a place where we can go and, you know, get together all the time. Guys, look who it is.
Hello.
Miss Amy. Miss Amy is here, and she's trying to, you know, get herself situated without knocking a bunch of airplanes off the walls.
Oh, now I see how you were reading all this.
Yeah.
What up with that?
F you, Kenny.
What up with that?
What up with that? Ooh wee.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Yes, lots of radios. Lots of radios. Hopefully everybody can hear me and they can hear Amy okay. You have to say something. I don't have a microphone on me. It's
something.
The microphone.
Something.
Yeah, for us, Dennis, zooing is probably more correct.
We can type too, like.
Yeah, you can type to people. Look at this dog. You guys want to make a guest appearance too? She's like, I do, Dad, I do.
I do not own the rights to.
It's all right. I don't think we're gonna get in trouble for showing a Zaxby's cup.
Okay. Their chicken is good.
The chicken is good from
Dennis.
Zaxby's. So, Amy's back, y'all. Hopefully she'll be back every week. She gets camera shy, and I don't know why, because everybody loves Amy. I love Amy.
That's
you guys all love Amy.
Now, there's some people that, it just depends on who you talk to. You either love me or you hate me, and either way, I don't really care, but I like you guys, so. What am I drinking? Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. Because that's the kind of tea we drink down here in Georgia. Bing, ding, 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 ding.
I'm not from Georgia, FYI.
Whatever. We're from the dirty South.
Oh, yeah. The dirty.
Thanks, Randy. All right. So, what I want to...
yeah, it is, Dennis.
It really is.
What? It's a love-hate kind of thing?
Yeah, for me anyway. Like, people love you and they hate me, but hate is a strong...
No, I think that there's some people that hate me too, but...
Well, not in here.
That you know of.
Well, no, I think they all...
Hi, haters.
They all hate me in here. So...
Trust me, Hanger. There's one. That's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're not gonna talk about it. We're talking about airplanes.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Cause like.
Well, we got all these radios in front of us, guys, and the reason we got all these radios in front of us is because what? Spektrum released a whole new bunch of radios this past week, and I think they did it on Thursday, so we didn't talk about it last week in the show, but I want to talk about it this week in the show and why I probably won't be getting one. Not to say that they're bad, but they're just...
We have so many. Already.
We have so many. We have so many.
Hello.
And there's more. So... the new
Okay, so the new radio, what?
Yes. So we're going to pull up this screen here.
So these are the new ones they released today.
Yes, these are the new ones that were released today, and hopefully you guys can still hear me. These were released on Thursday, right? Okay. So you've got the new NX6, the new NX8, and the new NX10, which are 6, 8, and 10 channel radios from Spektrum. And these are going to be coming in and replacing the current series of their DX radios. And at least from what I have seen, they look like they've got some good features on them, which may make them very appealing to some new folks in the hobby. So the reason that I probably won't be going down that path is because I've already got an IX12. The new NX series radios are not going to be replacing the IX12 or the IX20. They're going to be replacing the DX6, the DX8, and the DX9. I've got a DX6 here. That's our Stormtrooper radio. That's been done up in white and black. And
that was cool. Sorry, go ahead.
So, yep, we've got the DX6, we've got the IX12. I've also got, because I want to do a little bit of talking about the Radio Master and the different, kind of come by storm in the last couple of years, these openTX radios from Jumper. So the TX16, TX18, all the different variants of it. This new Radio King thing that's apparently Jumper, which is kind of this hybrid thing between the Jumper and the Radio Master. And we've also got the DXE over here on our left, which would be your right. And we've got the DXS, which is like their smart version. And this is what you get now as like the budget version of the Spektrum radios. So, with the IX12, I think that I have a really good radio that's going to last me for several years. And I've got the DX6, which I can use, for 6-channel radios. Now, one of the things that I'll tell you about the new ones that I really like, the NX series radios, if you don't want to go down the road of getting the touchscreen interface, I like that they have a 10-channel option now. Instead of the DX9, you've got the NX10, which I think is really cool. And it's, I think $30 more than the DX9 was. So I think that it's at a good price point. But you've got the NX 6, which now, one of the reasons that I never recommended the DX6 as a starter radio was because the DX6, you needed that 7th channel to be able to do things like Safe Select, turning Safe Select on and off. With the new NX6, it has a 7th non-proportional channel, so the only thing that it can do is turn Safe Select on and off. Or you can assign it as a, either a 2-function or 3-function switch, but it's fixed in its functionality. So it's either going to be plus 100, minus 100, or
does need a state.
Or plus 100, 0, negative 100. That's all it can do. That's it, right? So its intent is to turn Safe Select on and off. So now you can get an NX6 radio and be able to go get a 6-channel bind and fly aircraft with Safe Select and program a Safe Select switch, which I think is awesome. But here's kind of the caveat, and the reason that I think that people should stay away from the NX6. The NX8, which is 8 fully proportional channels, gives you the knob, it gives you the full complement of buttons that you're going to get, the buttons and switches. It does not have the rear sliders that you're going to get on the NX10 and the the IX12. So you get 8 switches, You get your shoulder button, you get your knob. You have a lot more functionality. So outside of the two sliders, you get all that. You get the like the eyebrow trim switches on the NX8, and it's only $40 more than the NX6. So unless you're really hurting for that $40, my vote would be skip the NX6 and go straight to the NX8 for $350. Now, you know, one of the things that I'm a little kind of baffled about is the huge price jump from the NX8 to the NX10, where the feature sets between the NX8 and the NX10 are mostly the same. The form factor's the same. The NX10 does have the additional sliders on the back that a lot of people don't even use, and it's got Hall effect gimbals. But the price difference between the NX8 and the NX10 is $150. Now, just as a point of reference, and that's why I have this out here, this entire radio is $150. You know, listen, I'm not trying to badmouth the NX series radios. I love my Spektrum radios, but I've certainly grown to appreciate, you know, these new, like the Radio Master, the TX16S, and the Jumper T16, Jumper T18, with the multi-protocol modules. I've been doing a lot with them.
He just gives me one and I'll play with it like on our thing, so I don't know.
Right, I've been doing a lot with them lately, and they're kind of growing on me, you know, these openTX radios. So I don't
know if I like that or not.
Well, you can take that off. That's a separate thing for like long range stuff, and this is for the regular airplanes.
Oh, okay.
So they're different. It's got two radios in it, like two transmitters in it that are all controlled from the same one. Yeah. So right now we're talking about the geeky stuff that Amy doesn't really like.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that, you know,
like this is the stuff I handle. This you just control them.
If you remember something like that, it pushes something important out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Where's the button for the internet?
Where's the button for the internet? The button for the internet.
Button for the internet.
The button for. Yeah, that's kind of like me. Like, I'm like, where's the button for the internet?
Right.
So.
You know.
Shopping? Haha, no.
So I'm probably not going to be getting one of the NX series radios. I have the IX12. I absolutely love the IX12. Pilot Ryan, how you doing?
Hey Ryan.
Hey Ryan, did you
Ryan?
Did you get the thing I sent you, Ryan?
Did you get the thing he sent you,
Did
Ryan?
you get the thing? I sent you the thing. Did you get it?
Did you get it?
Roland. So DSMX, DSM2 compatibility. There are, so Orange makes a couple of DSMX compatible radios. I would absolutely stay away from them, like Orange RX or whoever it is. I think those are sold through Hobby King. I would not get an Orange radio.
Why? This one's orange? I'm kidding. I'm joking. Okay, so why wouldn't you get one?
They're just, the build quality is boo-boo.
Boo-boo?
Boo-boo.
Boo-poo?
Boo-poo. Yeah, gross. Yeah, so the Orange RX radios, they have them. They do exist, and they are DSMX compatible. I mean, they just look crappy, you know. I mean, they're just built real cheap.
He said he had to charge his. I'm gonna say, is that an IX12? He had to charge it twice today.
This one?
Yeah.
So the IX12, I made a 10,500 milliamp hour battery, and I can go all day on it. I can usually get 2 or 3 days worth of flying out of one charge, so it makes a big difference. when you get an upgraded battery, and they're available at several different retailers now. Or if you are an enterprising kind of dude, you can make one yourself. They're pretty simple with some 18650 cells from Amazon. You can just wire up 3 in parallel with the right connector that plugs into the port of the iX12, and you're good to go. Now that same port is also used on the new NX series radios, and those higher capacity iX12 batteries will work in all of the new NX series radios. So your NX6, NX8, and NX10. The NX10 already has like an iX12 style battery in it.
Get a cat.
Don't let him do that.
He's bigger than me. You want me to try to
He's not bigger than you.
Just about. Stop that.
All right. So, yeah, the new NX series, NX10, comes with an iX12 style battery. The NX6 and the NX8 come with what looks like a single cell 18650 with the leads coming off of it. But it's also got like a foam block insert in the battery compartment. You can take that foam block out and put an iX12 series or style battery in there. Now the batteries that Spektrum sells for the iX12 are 6,000 milliamp hour. And like I said, the ones that I've made are 10,500 milliamp hour. So it's 3 3,500 milliamp 18650 batteries that I've wired up in parallel. And the other thing that you can get is there's some companies out there that are making like 5-cell batteries with a battery cover that goes on the back that covers that up, you know. So they sell both that 5-cell battery, which is a huge capacity. I don't remember exactly what it is. So probably like 17,500 milliamps. And that one should last you a long time. But, you know, at the end of the day, the 10,500 battery that I've got in here, I can use the stock cover on the back. I don't have, you know, like an extended battery cover or anything like that.
Didn't we paint this one?
I did paint that one.
I like the coat. I like this one.
Yep, that one's cool.
I want it. It's mine. Thank you.
That is yours.
Oh, yay.
So the FMS Avanti V3, I would go with the AR637T for the Avanti V3. They do have an AR630, and the AR630 does work well, but you need to have that thing far away from electronics. I did have an issue with an AR630, and I'm pretty sure it was just due to poor placement on my part. If you're running it in anything that's got, you know, probably 4-cell and up batteries, you know, the batteries just, they're going to cause problems. The bigger batteries that you got, the worse your problems are going to get. So in a jet with like a 6-cell battery in it, I would stay away from the AR630 and go for the AR637T. And that one has 2 long aerials that you can place, you know, 90 degrees opposed from each other, far away from the battery, and you're not going to have any issues with it. Yeah, the 636, I enjoyed the 636. I've still got plenty of them. But the 636 isn't going to be made anymore. So you have to move along, you know, you have to get with the times and, you know, decide, are you just not going to fly RC anymore? Are you going to take all your 636s and just swap them around from airplane to airplane? Or are you going to start investing in the new technology? And that brings me to another point.
They're all out of stock? Well, that sucks. What is the telemetry app used for?
The telemetry app on what?
Is there an app on? Can you? I don't know anything about this stuff.
So, the telemetry, if you're talking about like the telemetry page, if your transmitter supports telemetry, and a lot of them do, so most of them that are computerized transmitters from Spektrum, so your newer, you know, your DX6, your DX8, your DX9, your NX6, NX8, NX10, IX12, and IX20 all support telemetry. And what that does is if you have a receiver that sends telemetry packets, you can set up that telemetry page to give you certain... What's going on back here?
She doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't understand.
She needs to go jump on the couch.
Well, Mama's here, so she doesn't want to do that. The programming app? Is that what?
Oh, the programming app I don't think has a telemetry page. So the telemetry page in the radio, though, allows you to bring, you know, if you have telemetry sensors, so you can get things like battery voltage, engine RPM, battery temperature. If you have a GPS module, you can have GPS telemetry coming back to the radio. You know, things that will trigger you, or alerts that will trigger you and let you know, maybe it's time to stop flying. So the telemetry pages are all customizable based on the sensors that you have inside your model. And it allows you to take those sensors and send that data back to the radio.
Okay. I love you too.
Ken Sprouse Jr., I obviously don't work for Spektrum. If I did, I still don't think I could answer that question. But I have heard from people that do work at Horizon that there is a new programming app coming that is going to be compatible with the new AR637 and AR630. It's going to be compatible with the newer series of programmers, and it's also still going to be used for programming the AR636. And the reason that they're doing that is right now, for example, if you have a P-51 and you crash that P-51, but you still are able to retrieve most of the electronics, so you've still got a good ESC, you've still got a good motor, you break up the fuselage really bad, all the servos are still good, your retracts are still good. You're not going to go and buy a whole nother P-51 if you want to replace that model. You're going to get like a plug-and-play version of that model. And the plug-and-play version isn't going to have a receiver. So what you would do is you would take your AR637TA out of the P-51 and put it in the new one. Or maybe you want to get an air tractor instead. So you take the AR637TA out of the Mustang and you buy an you buy an air tractor, and if you put it in there, it's still got the Mustang programming in it. So a couple of weeks ago, they did release a new firmware revision for the AR637TA that will allow you to adjust and reset the receiver and program it the same way you would any other forward programming based receiver. So your 630s and your 637. And now your the 8360 is a new 8-channel forward programming receiver. So that's a nice addition to the stable. And according to FCC filings from Spektrum, there is a new 10-channel as well, the 10360, that will be a 10-channel AS3X and SAFE forward programming receiver that's made to pair up with that new NX10. So that's a really nice addition to the AS3X receivers. Exactly. So the AR637TA is still good from another plane. You want to put it in another plane. So the idea is that they're going to make the files available, and they're going to have a new version of the Spektrum programmer that will allow you to take those new files and load them into either a retail AR637T or an AR637TA, the same way that we can do with an AR636 now. So you can get like the model files from, say, an F-16 and load it into an AR636. So if you already have one, you can get the plug and play instead of the bind and fly. And they know that people are wrecking these, these new airplanes. And they've got AR637TAs sitting around that they can't use. It's the same thing that happened with the AR636 in the beginning. If you wrecked a plane with an AR636, it basically made that receiver a piece of junk and you couldn't use it in anything else. They rectified that very soon after that, with firmware updates. There's a couple of models of airplanes that you can't reuse the AR636, but for the most part, they're recyclable now. So you can load, whatever software you want with that Spektrum programmer software. And like I was saying, my understanding is from some reputable sources that work at Horizon, they do have new programming software coming soon, but they just don't have a timeline right now on when it's going to get released.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, on that note, new Spektrum transmitters, new Spektrum receivers. So I mentioned the 8360, new 8-channel, AS3X compatible, safe, forward programming, all the stuff that you come to love from the AR637 is now available in an 8-channel format in the 8360. And like I also said, according to FCC filings that Horizon has submitted to the FCC, there is also going to be another version of that, the AR10 360 and the AR10 100, which is just a straight 10-channel receiver with telemetry. The AR10 360 is going to be a 10-channel AS3X safe forward programming receiver, just like the AR637T. So that was some welcome news to come along with the new transmitters this past Thursday. The only one that they've released right now is the 8-channel, the 8360. But, the filing is in for the 10360, so I think we're going to be seeing that sometime here in the very near future. Mr. Fred Barron.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Aloha.
It is good to see you.
Aloha and howdy.
So someone had asked, are there transmitters out there that are DSMX compatible? And I mentioned the Orange RX transmitters. They are DSMX compatible. I would stay away from them. Not very good. The other option that you have is something like this. So this is the Radiomaster TX16S. There's also some radios out there from Jumper, the Jumper T16, the Jumper T18, and there's a new one out there called the Radio King TX18. They're all 16-channel openTX radios with multi-protocol modules in them, and those multi-protocol modules will bind to DSMX receivers, and I've actually got a video in the queue that I've, it's kind of next in line. I've got one that I'm working on now, and that one will be the next one coming. And these are very budget friendly as well. This radio with Hall effect sensors, 16 channels, all the fun gadgets and all that is only $150, which is awesome. But you have to learn openTX, and Radiomaster themselves is not going to support it if anything bad happens. They tell you right in the manual, we do not offer any software support. So keep that in mind, when you're paying for these proprietary radios, like your Spektrums, your Futaba, Spektrum and Futaba have much better support systems in place, where if anything were to happen with this IX-12, I can throw it in the box, I can mail it to Horizon, and within a week I'm going to get it back, and they're going to fix everything. And a lot of times they fix it for the cost of the parts. They don't even charge labor. Horizon's support behind their Spektrum radios is phenomenal. is phenomenal. If anything breaks on like your jumper or your Radio Master radio, I bid you good luck, my friend. I have no idea if they're going to fix it or not. I can tell you right now, they absolutely offer zero software support. And it says right in the manual, openTX is not our software, and if it breaks, good luck. Visit these forums. Here's a website for learning everything there is to know about openTX. Here's a website for the multi-protocol module. Don't ask us questions. We just supply the hardware. So I would hope that they would at least support the hardware, but I just don't know.
She's pulling my clothes off of me.
Mr. Shay Hamilton, how you doing tonight?
Hello.
All right. But I do want to talk about this a little bit, because the one thing that the Radio Masters, so these openTX radios with these multi-protocol modules, there was one thing in them that they didn't quite do, and I was like, you know, I can't really say that I could use this as a reliable backup to a Spektrum radio, because the Spektrum receives all the telemetry stuff and all that, and these receive the telemetry, but with the new AR637, the AR630, and now we've got this AR8360T and the 10360T. When that's released, they couldn't do forward programming. As of openTX version 2.3.10, the Radio Master TX16S and the new Jumper T18, they can now enter the forward programming menus on the new Spektrum receivers when you are bound to one of the new Spektrum receivers with the multi-protocol module, which is very cool. For those of you guys that wanted to maybe try one of the new Spektrum receivers, but you don't like Spektrum radios, or you have, say you bought one of the new Spektrum airplanes that has that has your AR637TA. Well, now you can control it, and you can get into the forward programming settings using.
Oh, we had two people give us a thumbs down.
Oh, awesome.
You know what? You can go.
Stop it.
I'm joking. Hi, guys.
So, George, forward programming is the new way that Spektrum interfaces with their gyros. So,
is there any way to figure out who does that?
Who does? No.
Oh.
It doesn't matter who does that. I don't care.
I don't care either.
Thumb it down, boobs.
Yeah, boobs.
So, George had asked me to explain what forward programming is to people that aren't familiar with forward programming. So, what forward programming is in the days of old, so we're talking like 5 years ago when the AR635 first came out, which I think was one of the first gyro AS3X receivers that you could buy. You had to use PC programming software and a PC programming cable that plugged into USB. And it was pretty tedious. A lot of people didn't like that you had to have a separate laptop, and if you wanted to make adjustments, you had to bring a laptop to the field, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. And then they came out with the 636, basically the same thing over again, and they had like the 7350 and I think the 9350, which were 7 and 9 channel versions. And then they came out a couple of years ago with the PowerSafe receivers that supported forward programming with something called the AS3000, or it may have been just the A3000. It was an AS3X module that you could add to the PowerSafe receivers, and that was our first taste of forward programming. And what it did is it's got a menu system that's built into the receiver, and you access that menu system through the transmitter.
Hello.
And yes, I did say it's built into the receiver. So all of the forward programming menus and everything that you see when you're in the forward programming interface, that's all coming from the receiver. So it doesn't matter what transmitter you bind to that receiver, the programming options that you set in it are going to stay with that receiver, which is cool.
What's up?
So now you do everything from the transmitter. You do not need a computer anymore at all, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. And you couldn't do that with the openTX and the multi-protocol module. You were not able to get into that forward programming menu until a couple of weeks ago when openTX version 2.3.10 came out. And I assume that every version of openTX, so when they come out with 2.4 or whatever the next version is going to support the forward programming when you're bound to a DSMX protocol receiver that supports forward programming. So that's a very nice option that they've added into openTX, and I'm looking forward to kind of trying that out and see how it works. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about transmitters. We're obviously going to talk about more things, but we're going to get all these transmitters, and we're just going to set them aside.
Here you go.
Oh, thanks. And we're going to talk about other things other than radios, because I know this is not everybody's favorite topic. Yeah, take a breath. Man, this is what I do. I just talk.
True. Yeah, get your hand off my transmitter.
Don't touch my transmitter. It's mine.
Cooking pork and chicken fried rice.
Who's cooking pork and chicken fried rice? What?
I don't like to cook. I'll be honest.
Mr. Dave Bledsoe.
Don't like it.
So this is another thing that I wanted to talk about today.
And I suck as a housewife too. I'd rather be at work.
Stop.
Really, I would.
You gotta stop doing that to yourself.
I don't enjoy it. Do you enjoy it, cleaning?
Stop.
Okay, this little helicopter is really cute.
All right. So the K130, I got the XK K130 a couple of, well, it's been about a month ago now.
Indeed. No, not.
One of the
not
folks
anymore.
from our club gave me the K130. It had several issues with it. It no longer had a pinion gear. It no longer had, what else was wrong with it? The servos were stripped.
Wasn't something wrong with the blades?
Yeah, the blades, one of the shafts was bent. The feathering shaft was bent. The tail rotor was all jacked up. You know, just the tail blade itself. So I replaced all those things. The body had a great big crack in it.
I have school in a couple, 3 or 4 weeks start. Yeah,
so
I understand.
I got all the replacement parts in. For now, it is still bound up to the XK, whatever this thing's called, the X6 transmitter that it comes with. Spencer Keith, look at this guy.
I can cook. Thank you, Spencer, but I can't do that anymore for a while. Like, yeah. I'm drying out, but thank you. I mean, I can cook. I just don't like to. It's just not. I like to cook Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas and any other time it feels like I'm doing something I don't want to do. So, Dave's a better cook than I am.
Oh, stop it.
He is. Wait, so, okay. These little things fall back like that?
Yeah. So when it starts spinning, I mean, gravity does its thing and it pulls them out. So I did take this thing for a little bit of a test flight yesterday, and I figured out what the real weak spot of this helicopter is, and that's the landing gear. I didn't even land hard, and it busted the landing gear. So I'm going to have to, glue that back together. But it's working great. It flies great. I flew it around the backyard.
Really? He can cook. He just...
Yeah. Yep, I do pretty good. I cook all right.
I can cook. I just don't enjoy it. It's like...
So, Truth Still Matters from the heart of a Catholic. What I would suggest is I have an entire series that I think is 12 or 13 videos that is dedicated to programming the AR637T. If you go to the main page of my YouTube channel and look at the playlist, you will find the Spektrum AR637T programming series. And that series of videos will walk you through every step you need to program that AR637T, no matter what kind of airplane you're putting it in. So I hope that helps and gets you where you need to be, because it is a great series and it should get you everything that you need as far as programming it for any kind of airplane out there. Now, someone earlier had asked, can you access the forward programming menus on the AR637T, AR630, AR8360, 10360? Can you access them on a DX6? The answer is yes, but you have to be running firmware version 2.05 or later. So if you're running anything like 2.01, you will not be able to get the forward programming. But if you're running 2.05 or later, you will be able to get to the forward programming options, and I believe they're now running on 2.07. So you always want to be running the latest version of the firmware anyway, you know, for bug fixes and things like that. But yes, you do need to be running at least version 2.05 to access forward programming. Once you install that version of airware on your transmitter, all of the DX Gen 2 or better transmitters can get into the the forward programming section of the new Spektrum receivers.
I have no idea what you just said, but there's a question.
It was a bunch of malarkey.
How would you go about setting up the AR637T with AS3X for the FMS Avani B3?
Yes, Truth Still Matters. Go to my YouTube channel, the main...
It's all there.
Yeah. Go and find my playlist. You know, so if one of you guys can put a link to that playlist...
Thank you.
That would be awesome. Because,
I mean, I'm still
you know, with the new setup, I can't really get to it.
When you say, like, I do make some really good fried chicken.
Yeah, you do make great fried chicken.
So I've been doing it for so long, I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
She makes good fried chicken.
If I don't want to do it, I don't do it. Like, anything.
And I make good barbecue.
He does. He makes good
barbecue. I make some pork bottoms that make people, like, commit murder. You know, they come from miles away to eat my butt.
Thank you. Oh, good flowers.
Thank you, Ken Sprouse. So yeah, Truth Still Matters from the heart of a Catholic. Head to those links that Robert Ortleb and Ken Sprouse just put in the channel.
Good. I'm probably not that good. I mean, I think it's good, but it's not as good as my grandma's.
It's not as good as my grandma's.
Not as good as my grandma's. She taught me how to cook everything from scratch.
All right.
But you probably do cook better than me, because most people do. Let's just be honest.
All right, so move your phone. All right, are y'all ready to see something cool? Because, you know, we're not going to just talk about transmitters tonight, man. We're not going to just talk about transmitters, because who wants to be a nerd all night? Not me. I don't want to be a nerd all night.
So you're not going to do my homework for me?
No.
You couldn't anyway. If you
No.
Okay.
You might want to move your drink too, because we don't want to knock that over and make a big old mess.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I've been cleaning all day, so.
All right.
Where do I don't have anywhere to put it. If I put it on the floor, the cat's gonna get it.
Put it up there. Stick it in the cup.
That works.
All right. You gonna help me? All right. Are y'all ready for this?
You want me to go get it?
No.
I'll get it.
Just scoot over a little bit. Scoot over that way.
That's what that is. I was like, what am I hitting?
Are y'all ready for this?
Where did this come from?
Lift it.
My credit card?
No.
Alright, good.
Yes!
This is really pretty. I like it. Is it blue or yellow? Is it yellow?
It's yellow.
It's yellow. Okay.
It is yeller.
It's yeller.
So...
Are you going to put this together?
Not right now.
It'll take forever.
But,
I want to put it together.
So what we are going to do is, you know, you guys know, you guys that have been watching the channel long enough, you guys know that I have had some issues with Dynam airplanes in the past. At least one that I had a lot of issues with when I was putting it together, which was the Dynam FW190. The C-47, I didn't have a lot of problems putting that one together, but it also had some weird things to it, like landing gear that glued in. What? That was kind of weird, and we still got to... Excuse me. Oops.
What was that, the ones that we were putting together and there was like a bunch of weird glue and
that was the German plane.
Okay.
Yeah, El German over there. And the P-47 went together pretty easy, you know, but it also had some weird issues that I had to fix.
They weren't major issues.
No, they weren't major at all. It was nothing like the FW190. So the...
I could actually probably fit into this.
Probably. So the PT-17, this is a new model for Dynam. So what I'm really looking forward to and sharing with you guys is what has Dynam done to kind of regain our trust. So I've got this PT-17, and we're going to have another surprise for you guys next week. But for now, I want to go ahead and get this box open because...
What? Because why?
Because chicken.
Chicken butt?
We're going to lay it down flat. We're going to go ahead and open up the box and take out the parts, and we're just going to kind of leave them around. Because one of the biggest things that I want to look at is how does the...
I got it.
So that needs to go like behind the lights. Here, let me see. I'm just going to throw it.
No.
All right, everybody watch out. This is going to make a big bang.
I'll hit my cat. Okay. All right. Can we just like open boxes or?
So yeah, we're just going to take these things and start pulling pieces out and stuff. And taking a look at them. Nope, we're not going to. Because the foam of Dynam planes, or Dynam,
I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is Dynam.
Does anyone know how to pronounce that?
Dynam is how the people that work for the company pronounce it.
Okay, so that's probably correct.
That's probably correct.
Correct. I got the plastic, just pour.
So the foam on Dynam planes has always been a little sketchy. And while this does feel, for the most part, the same as, you know, the same type of foam that Dynam has always used, you know, one of the things that I kind of noticed right away is, while it still has, and you guys won't be able to see this, so we'll get some close-up shots when we're doing the build video.
Ooh, can we build this later? When are we gonna do that? What? This is a little bit of glue.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some like glue, stringy stuff.
I mean, come on, I can't.
You know, listen.
It's a beautiful plane.
When you're paying the price that you pay for Dynam airplanes, you have to expect that there are shortcuts made. One of those shortcuts is they kind of slop them together. You know, I can see here that there's a little bit of overspray where they painted the red stripe on the plane. There's some overspray, whereas the red got onto the yellow a little bit.
Don't you think that's probably done like
it's not really that big a deal.
Quickly? I mean,
it's things that are easily fixable.
Yeah.
The things that I don't like are the things that are really hard to fix, like when the molds are just bad. But one of the things I was going to say is, yeah, don't pull on that. So the canopy for the front cockpit location is, pulled up a little bit, and we're going to have to glue that back down. No, you can see where they had glue in there, and it just came up. But that's okay. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that that's even on there, because most Dynam planes don't even have the canopy section glued to the foam when you get it. But
mine's so slopped together.
The foam,
flying by the seat of my pants.
The molds used to have a bunch of vents in them, like a bunch of vents, especially on the wings, and you would see these little things like every square inch. They were everywhere. You've still got them. You've still got them, but nowhere near as many as you've had in other models. So that is already an improvement.
The wing?
This looks like...
And this.
So that holds the spar in.
I know what this is.
What's that?
Carbon rod.
That is a carbon rod.
Carbon rod?
A carbon rod. So I believe that this is one of the lower wings, because this is a biplane.
Oh, it's a biplane. Okay, so it's got a set of top wings and bottom wings.
It does have top and bottom wings. So we've got running lights here, which is cool.
Okay. This is an important piece, obviously.
So that's a wing.
A wing? Here's another wing.
Yep. Here's another wang.
Watch out, kitty kitty.
So we're going to be pulling all these here parts out of their bags. Another wang. A propeller. So this is pretty standard. It's a 13.6.
This one feels thicker than most propellers I've.
No, it's a pretty standard fare Dynam two blade propeller. What I will tell you is the Dynam.
At all.
Yeah, the Dynam 2-blade propellers are way better than their 3-blade propellers. Their 3-blade propellers are not that good, but the 2-blade propellers have never been terrible.
That's probably more wings, right?
More wang?
More wings. Here's another.
No, I think there's more wang in that box. So something that's kind of cool. So here's our horizontal stab that goes in the back.
Yeah, I think this is wings. Yep.
All right.
I don't know. But this has to be the lower wing, right? Because it's got the.
That is the. I think that's the upper wing.
Okay.
So it is foam hinges, but they're not like super stiff like the Dynams of the past. I mean, that's a floppy wang right there. Look at that floppy wang.
It's a floppy wing. Okay,
all right, so that's our horizontal. This is our horizontal stabilizer with our elevators. Now the elevators are pretty stiff, so you have to exercise those elevators.
Watch out. Loki, watch out. Hey.
You are dumber than dumb, dog.
I think he was asleep.
All right. Now this, these are pretty stiff. So this is a stiff wang.
And a
So
Floppy wing.
stiff wing, floppy wing. Stiff, floppy. So you have to work that wing.
Utterly ridiculous. That's cute.
Yeah. You have to work that elevator.
Dog after cat, yes.
You know, and loosen up that foam hinge. So the servos aren't getting worked too hard from this stiff wing.
Where'd you get these scissors? They are nice.
I've had those scissors. I keep them hidden.
Of course you do.
You know why I keep them hidden. Where would they be if they weren't hidden?
Yes, I do. I don't like it when the wing is floppy.
Yeah. Floppy wings.
Okay.
Floppy wing is no good. Alright. So here is another. I believe this is a bottom wing.
Well, I mean, if it has this thing on it, then what does that mean? Like that is on the top or the bottom? I guess we'll figure it out when we put this thing together.
Yeah, I think this is bottom wing.
Right now.
So the ailerons go on the bottom wing.
Okay.
And the ones with no control surface are the top wing.
Well, that makes sense because the ones with the top have the red stripe. No, they both.
They both have red stripes. Now, here's something that I wanted to show you guys because I think that this is pretty funny.
Can't read Chinese, so let's flip this
This
over.
thing has a ginormous spar. So, this thing is almost as long as Amy is tall, and I think that it goes like the full length of the wing, damn near. I mean, that's a long spar. All the way.
To where?
I mean, that is one long spar.
Wow.
It's still going. Uh-oh, I think I got to the end. So it probably goes like all the way out to here. I mean, it extends like the full freaking length of the wing, which is crazy.
You get like stickers and stuff too.
So let's get this other wing out of here.
Oh.
So here's another wing.
Wait,
There's more stuff in there?
I don't know, I think it might just be cardboard, but...
Like, I think we got all the parts.
Here's the stickers.
Yeah, we got...
Sorry.
We have a decal sheet.
Yes, we have.
If you live in the UK, they call them decals.
Decals.
Here in the United States, we call them decals. Because we speak terrible English.
Yes, we do.
Alright, so here's wing number 2. And for those of you guys that have the PT-17 already, and I know that that's not a huge number of folks, but for those that already have, sorry, this thing is terrible. It's going to make a bunch of racket. Oh, man.
It's gotta fit in there, all the way in
there. Yeah, it's like keyed. You know, and I'm sure you're probably supposed to glue it or whatever, but... Well, we'll figure that out. Anyway,
this bottom box so that we have.
That is some wang action. And you know, like I was saying, I mean that spar goes all the way through there. So I mean, is it the most stiff thing in the world? No, but I mean that's nice that the spar goes like the full length of the wing. Now, you know, as with all things Dynam, you're gonna find, you know, stuff that needs to be fixed. Like right now, I can see that the spar covers on this side of the wing are coming unglued a little bit, so I'll have to pull that off and re-glue it. Not a big deal. You know, when you consider the price of Dynam airplanes,
what is this?
You know, you expect there to be some shortcomings, and that's just one of those things, right?
What are this?
That is another box of parts.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was on the thing.
And here's one of the things that I like. You've got your landing gear, and this is one freaking stiff. It's like a double, metal landing gear that gets covered up by like some wing or some fairings that go over it that are made out of foam. But this thing is sturdy. That's a nice thick wire that I assume is going to be fairly hard to bend, but you never know.
Those thingies.
So this is our flying wires. Those are flying wires that go between the wings.
Okay.
They're going to be cool. So yeah, that main gear strut
here's the
is pretty sturdy.
Here's like the...
Yep.
There's a little bit of...
Yep, that's our glue.
Leakage here.
And in true Dynam fashion, there's some leaking.
Well, I mean, it did come from, like, across...
From China.
From China?
China. It comes from China.
China.
Huge China. It's huge.
I would like to just go there one time, but not right now.
To China?
Yeah, I want to see it.
We're going to China.
No. I mean, there's lots of places in the world I'd like to go, but not right now.
And what else do we have in here? We got some push rods. We got some springs. Oh, I think these are for the tail. For like the horizontal and vertical stabilizer. This holds all that stuff together.
I got the Rona, y'all. I'm kidding.
Don't be giving me the Rona.
You'll be fine, I'm sure.
We got some
no, there's something
control rods.
Really bad. I don't know what it is.
So we don't need that box anymore. That can go off into box land. Here's the wing struts. There's some discoloration, so if you don't like that, you might want to sand that off or spray paint them.
Okay. And there's like the little
Here's like the little strut fairings. These are all made out of foam.
I don't want to open all of this because it's been...
Yeah, don't open all that.
But you get a screwdriver?
There's a lot of parts.
They give you a screwdriver? I wonder if it's magnetic.
There's a lot of parts up in her.
You can make that magnetic.
You can make it magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, sometimes when you get the Dynam stuff, they
Pretty sure, yeah. If you're paying $500 for an airplane, that better not be like...
Yeah. When you're paying $500 for an airplane,
it better be.
Get mad about this kind of stuff. When you're paying Dynam prices,
it's all good.
I can let it slip a little bit.
Yeah.
But here's one of those things that's like in true Dynam quality, and you can't really see it.
Happen, like it got banged around, or it was really hot.
Well, they could package the glue separate from the hardware, right? So this is the second Dynam that I've had this problem, where one of the glue tubes had a hole in it.
Too hot.
Yeah, it got pushed and it had a hole in it.
All these little parts are stuck together.
I've got like a glob of glue. And all the hardware is like stuck to that glob of glue, so I gotta like heat that up and.
He used epoxy for the top wing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll figure all that stuff out.
They didn't like that.
Yep. So toss and box.
I need to spray it with Lysol.
No, we don't need to spray it with Lysol.
Is it the foam smell? I don't know.
Yeah, foam smells good.
I don't like it.
It doesn't smell like anything. I'm kidding.
Something in that box doesn't smell very good.
All right. So that's all of our pieces. I mean, all of the pieces, look like they're going to go together well.
They got Rusty got mad because there was a noise, and he can't see me right now.
Well, he doesn't know, man. Rusty's deaf.
He's not deaf. He has selective hearing.
That's true. All right, so for those of you guys that have this, once this is put together, right? Because biplanes, you know, do take up a little more room than either a low wing or high wing. Either way, they take up a little more room. So is it easy to get the wings off, or, you know, once they're on there, are they pretty much on there and you don't want to mess with them?
They probably would if they had posable thumbs. Yeah, pretty much. I know I have selective hearing.
So look at this.
Even my eyes are watering. What is up with that? Oh,
so while I can't say for sure that these are any better than their servos from the old days, these look like better servos than what they've used in the past, so that's nice. You guys can't really see them, but your elevator... No, that's all right.
They're like different.
Yeah, the elevator and rudder servos look better quality than what they've used in the past.
I broke one of these the last time I put one of these.
Yep, it's a 50 amp ESC. So that's nice. They've got battery straps in here on a plywood battery tray. What, Dynam? What?
Was that good?
Yeah, that's good. They've got this little thing right here, like a little mark, you know, that looks like put battery here or put receiver.
And their logo is etched
right
to
here.
The wood. That's
they've got the Dynam logo kind of laser
cute.
etched, you know, taking a cue from like FMS, where FMS laser etches their logo. The cowling on this thing. You know, I know other people that have looked at this plane have said that the cowling has like 10 pounds of lead in it. Man, they aren't kidding. You know, each one of these little, I mean, it's got like this cool little radial deal on the cowling here. And each one of these little cylinders has like a freaking shot of lead in there. And that's what all this is. These little lines, it looks like they're all like hot glued in. Feel of this thing. But there's a ton of nose weight in the cowling.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight. That thing probably weighs like 2 pounds.
It's pretty weighty. I mean, picking that one up like this, there's a lot of weight without this on there too.
And it looks like they're using the newer, I mean, it's still Detram, but this does not look like the old Detram motors. This looks like one of the new Tomcat motors. So this is a 650 kV, but it's a longer can, so this should be able to handle more power than the other 650 kV motors that they make for like their Warbirds, if that makes sense. So you should be able to strap a larger prop to this and run more power into it. It should have a higher wattage that it can run at, even though it's only 650 kV. I'm not suggesting that you should run this bird on 6S or anything, but that's the idea there, is that you can run, you know, more power into it. So I'll tell you, you know, where you've got like the plywood, you know, complements, where the servos, you know, kind of mount. So you've got plywood here, you've got the plywood battery tray with real battery strips.
Goodness.
Excuse me. You've got what looks like a nicer motor.
How many servos, how many gram servos are they? It's heavy.
They're definitely bigger than 9s. I'd have to say those are probably like 17 gram servos for the rudder and the and the elevator. It looks like 17-gram servos for the rudder and the elevator.
I'm sorry.
Couldn't tell you right now if they're Metal Gear or not. I'm not going to pull them out right now.
Every time I open one of these boxes, something in them that my body does not like it.
No, on the wings for the ailerons, so the ailerons are only on the bottom half of the wings. It does not have ailerons on the top. So for the ailerons on the bottom, it has what looks like their normal, Dynam 9-gram servo.
I keep looking at the thing and not at the camera.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty happy with it.
Where do you purchase one of these things if anybody wants one?
These are purchased through BitGoHobby.com.
BITGO?
And I don't have a link.
Can somebody put a link up if you have one?
But can somebody throw a link to BitGoHobby? See, Pilot Ryan, I know what he wants to say, and you know what? I don't have any BitGo affiliate links, so if you go to PilotRyanMedia.com,
you can
go to PilotRyanMedia.com and click on the BitGo Hobby logo, and it'll take you straight to BitGo Hobby, and Pilot Ryan will make like 15 cents every time you buy one of these things.
There. Oh, well, you guys know. Just.
So Ryan, if you wanna put one of your own links in here, feel free. All right. So something else that I'm seeing that I think is pretty cool for a Dynam plane is the clip for the battery hatch. So normally the battery hatch on Dynams is all magnets, right? You might have a lip on the front, but it's just got like cheapy crap magnets in the back. On this, it has a clip that reminds me of something that you would see in a free wing or a flight line plane that's got like the little metal handle on top that you pull back.
No, but that is
and it's got a metal pin that goes into the back of the battery tray. So that is also
it's like a steel little thing.
Yeah, that's also a nice touch from Dynam that I haven't seen on Dynam planes in the past. So just from a
we could put a me and a you.
Or we can put a Snoopy and a Woodstock.
That's right, Snoopy. Even my eyes are starting to itch. What in the world?
I don't know. So you've still got. There's still a fair amount of the little vent.
That's pretty cool.
Parts, where the foam vented, or where they've got the molds vented, where they, inject the foam in there. But this is definitely.
It's better quality.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a step up, from some of the Dynam stuff that I have dealt with in the past. So I am pretty happy with it.
Baby steps.
We're not going to build it tonight.
Aww. I have to feel the tires. Can I have one? Why is there a shirt right there on that?
It's not a shirt. It's the...
I can't even...
That's the instrument panel.
I see that now.
So every time I get a plane...
That's cute. I think Snoopy and Woodstock would be
cute. Every time I get a plane that's a two-seater, I always have this idea that I want to put Snoopy and Woodstock in there. David yourself, hello, sir. I always want to put Snoopy and Woodstock in there, but I never have.
Why don't we get it? We could probably get a Snoopy and a Woodstock.
I could probably 3D print Snoopy and Woodstock.
Oh yeah, but you have to have like a bunch of different colors. You have to have black, white, The color of their hat is brown.
This color yellow.
Then the color of the bird and the color of their hat. The little, you know, those like bombardier looking hats they wear.
You can't say bomb on an airplane.
Not on an airplane. What if I was a bombardier?
Bomb, 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 bomb,
bomb. We watch way too many movies. That's for sure.
So, name it yourself. This is the Dynam PT-17, which is a fairly new model for Dynam. I want to say it's been.
I like the wheels. I like the feel of the wheels.
It's been on the streets now for about a month. Especially an open canopy, like open cockpit biplane. I think that Snoopy, and then get like a real scarf to put on them that'll flap.
Oh yeah.
That'll flap around in the wind. Yes. Or you can go to pilotryanmedia.com, or I'm sure that what Pilot Ryan just put in there is one of his affiliate links, which I am perfectly all right with because I do not have affiliate links from Big Go. So if you guys click on Ryan's link there, it will help out Ryan's channel just a little bit. I don't know how much money he makes on these, probably about $1. Maybe $2 every time he sells one. Maybe $2.50. But anyway, you're not going to be able to.
50 cent.
Yeah, I mean,
bit.
I can't make any money off of them, so why not help out one of our other fantastic fellows of the community, Mr. Pilot Ryan?
I like the biplanes. I think they're very pretty. I like to watch them fly out the field. And then what is that one thing? There
you go, Randy. So it is 17 grams for the elevator and the rudder, and the ailerons are 9-gram servos.
What is that plane that they had the streamers tied to one day that went really, really high? I mean, like, it looked like kind of like a glider, I think.
It may have been.
And she had pink, or somebody had pink ribbons tied to the back of it.
Yep, it may have been a glider because they had it way up in the air.
Yeah, it was so high.
Like, it was way higher than
I couldn't see it anymore.
400 feet.
I mean, you know. I like biplanes. I think they're cute. What are you drinking over there? Soda?
Coca-Cola. Yeah, so...
It's a Coke.
The other thing that I am pretty excited about, fellas, is this is my first biplane. I have... it's not my first biplane. I do have these Focke-Wulf FW190. Or not Focke-Wulf. I've got the Fokker D7. What?
I was looking for them. I didn't see them.
Oh, they're over in the corner by the stand over there.
Oh.
So I do have a couple of the Fokker D7s, but I've never flown them. And I really don't consider those real airplanes anyway. I mean, that's more like a paper airplane with a motor. And I fully intend to wreck the crap out of them at the Boozer event in a few weeks down in Tampa. Oh, that was disgusting.
I'm kidding, really. Wait, what? Fucker! You're a nurse for good.
Yep, so I've still got the little Fokkers. Dave in Kentucky. It's good to see you.
That's what she said.
But this will be the first biplane that I have ever flown, right? So yeah, I've got...
Is it going to be windy tomorrow?
Oh. There goes your phone.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Look who's right behind it.
I see you, baby.
That's
that was wild.
Weird.
Yeah. Okay. So it is going to be windy? Alright.
Yeah, Mom.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I don't mind that ghost being here.
Nope.
At all.
So...
It's okay. It's not cracked anymore. Like, I mean, it's cracked, like, really bad, but no new cracks.
That was really weird.
That was kind of cool. I have to run that back and
It happened on live TV.
Yeah. It's fine.
That was kind of weird.
I mean, it landed on like, this is no crap like a stone. What are these stone? Like, what do you call them?
There's
ceramic
tile.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to come out too well. But it's fine.
So that's nice. Yeah, you know, for all of the, the areas that Dynam planes have kind of been a pain in the butt before, they still got some of those build techniques where they have this area on the upper wing where you have to glue the two spars, or you have to put the spar in and then put like the foam down on top of it to glue it in place. And some folks have said that it's not straight, and that's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. But, they've got these, first off, it's keyed, so you're not like guessing where it's going to go. And I know you guys can't see that. It's terrible.
I can walk it up there. I don't mind.
No, it's all right. We're going to do a build video. We'll have some close-ups of these areas with the GoPro. So you guys can see exactly what we're looking at here.
I like putting these little things like together.
Yeah, that's our lights.
I don't know why that's satisfying.
But yeah, it's all like held in with these little.
Oh, that's new.
Like the little strut posts that go down. Over the top of the plane. So this is really neat.
I think this is cute.
Yeah, it's a neat airplane.
Yeah, it's neat.
So I'm definitely looking forward to getting this thing put together, getting it in the air, and kind of experiencing what it's like to fly a biplane. I don't expect that it's going to be super aerobatic because it's only got one set of ailerons on the lower wing half. If it had the connecting rods and had ailerons on both wings, I think that it would be much higher roll rates, much more roll authority and things like that. But I think that this is going to be a really stable flyer. It's going to have really light wing loading because it does have two wings.
That's awesome. Really nice. Oh, we got to watch that.
We can put some streamers on the wings.
Yeah, okay.
We can go get some big yellow streamers and put one going down each side. We'll hang them from the wing struts. Mickey B, howdy, sir.
Your phone's not on. I have that problem too because, like, I don't talk on the phone.
Gooniac, nice.
Oh, cool. Being prepared for the burner update, installing it. Cool. There's a link to that, so you guys watch that. It's pretty cool. Hello.
Nice, George. We could 3D print some wing walkers.
What's a wing walker?
Those idiots that get out of the plane and they like get up here and they walk around like morons.
Oh, yeah. They have like harnesses and stuff on, right?
Yeah. They've got like a little stand.
Oh yeah, like
that they clip into.
Days, they like.
It's almost like a bicycle seat that they strap on.
Yeah, didn't they used to do that like a really long time ago for like air shows and stuff?
They still do it.
Wow.
They're still crazy people.
Hey, you only live once, right?
YOLO!
YOLO! Lord. Good Lord. I mean.
Yep, so I gotta say, I like what I'm seeing.
You only need 4 ailerons for 3D type stuff.
And I think that the other Dynam biplanes, so...
Where did we get the coating pad? I think this came from Michael's.
That came from Walmart.
Oh, Walmart.
Yeah, the big.
Who knew?
It's a big Fisker's cutting mat. It came from Walmart.
I think we've got a couple of these somewhere because I use them.
Roach Coach. Yeah. That's funny. That's probably true, George. I'm sure that is the case. And I think the Waco from Dynam has connecting rods between the upper and lower wings.
That's a good idea. We could we don't have any.
I think a G.I. Joe would be too small. He'd have a little bitty tiny
for the
head.
Wingwalker dudes.
He'd still be too small. It'd be like a midget.
Have you seen the G.I. Joe dolls today? They're
big.
Barbie
the
dolls.
Big ones are way too big. The little ones are way too small.
We could go buy a Barbie doll. We haven't had Barbies around here.
You need like a He-Man.
A He-Man or a She-Ra?
Like a He-Man and a Skeletor.
No, He-Man and She-Ra.
He-Man and She-Ra.
She-Ra was the show that came on right after He-Man. And she was
Or Thundercats.
Thundercats. Thundercats go! Man, I miss my childhood.
So, I think, if we're going to do some pilots, we'll probably do Snoopy and Woodstock, and we'll just 3D print them, paint them up, and glue them in.
Yeah, we could paint them, couldn't we?
Yeah, you can paint them.
There's an airplane flying over right now.
There is an airplane.
We have a lot of airplanes flying over sometimes because, what's that
place? We can put the baby Groot.
Ooh, Groot. Yeah, I like Groot. We
on the wings.
I forgot the girl's name in that show that I like. Zoe Saldana's. I love her.
What are we gonna?
She's such a good actress. I like watching her. And that funny guy, the real big rock guy, he's always laughing.
Dave Bautista.
And the fox. No, he's a raccoon. He's not a fox. He's a raccoon.
Yeah, he's a raccoon.
Bradley Cooper. I think.
Rocket.
Yeah.
Is that his name, Rocket?
I think so. He's such a funny little dog. He makes me want to die. No, wait. What did she call him? He's such a funny puppy. He makes me want to die. He's so cute.
So, I'm pretty excited about this thing. I definitely want to get it put together. And Trash Panda for sure. Mr. Farnham's got it right.
The one in the first.
No, that's what they're called. Period. No, all raccoons are trash pandas.
That's not nice. Hey, they eat what they can, right?
That's not nice.
I did see a couple of raccoons climbing up a tree one night, and they're kind of cute, but I would not like to get in a scuffle with
I don't want to have a raccoon living in the house. They'd mess up all our animals.
No, I wouldn't want to have a scuffle with one myself.
Mm-mm.
It was pretty close to. I just kind of froze, and there's just these two raccoons walking up the tree.
So, Kenny, you've got one of these, and I know that you never take your wings off. But if I wanted to, for easier transportation, would it be a pain in the butt to take the wings on and off of this plane?
Why don't you just lay the back seat down and not do that?
Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris. What? Look, here's what I want. I want to get 2 PT-17s.
Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris?
Yes, it would. What?
Yes.
Kenny,
He said yes, it would be a pain in that. Would it?
It would be a pain in the butt?
It would be.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Okay, so I think it would be a pain in the butt.
We have to give a thanks to our good friends at BitGo Hobby, Mr. Jing and Mr. Bobby Committa at BitGo Hobby, who did provide this for review.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing our best to represent it well. But as always, man, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. If there's things about it that I don't like, or things that I have to do to make it right, I'm gonna let you know.
Well, that also like helps them do different.
Well, you know, I feel like Dynam is one of those companies where if they see these reviews and they hear me, as long as I'm being honest,
Truth does win.
as long as I'm being honest, I feel like Dynam comes out on top. You know, I mean, you guys can see it here. It's not a bad model. You know, this is not a bad model.
I think it's really cute.
Does it have some areas that I'm going to have to put some work in? Yes, but nowhere near as much as like the FW190, for example. The FW190, man, I never want to go through that again. But I think that was just a bad one. You know, this one, I'm still going to have to do some stuff to it, and that's okay. You know, but I want to be able to give that feedback to Dynam because I think that Dynam, man, look.
They kind of up their game a little bit on
like
this
small
one,
improvements.
Yeah.
Small improvements in their manufacturing would take these from, like...
I think it will too.
From doo-doo planes.
In the back of either one of my cars, especially the Buick.
The Camry's got a wider trunk.
I know you like my car better.
It's got a wider trunk. You can fit this in there, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, it's a short, it's shorter.
Tires. They need to pave that thing at that place.
How far back does that go? Yeah, so we could probably fit it in sideways.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's short from front to back, so we could probably fit it in sideways. Whoop.
Yep.
Like this.
You're right. We just have to lay the back seat down and be fine.
Yeah. But I definitely like the plane.
What are you growling at? You need to go outside?
And listen, so here's another fun fact about Dynam. So Bobby K, who
probably unless you put one in the passenger seat.
So for those of you that don't know, I think most people that are in here do know this, but if you didn't know, BitGo Hobby, who's in the chat right now,
in Kentucky.
Those are the fine folks who supplied this model for review. So thank you to BitGo Hobby. But BitGo Hobby is Bobby Committa, who you see flying and who's doing a lot of the filming for the Pilot Ryan Media channel. So we all know Bobby K.
Yeah.
And Bobby K is a cool, excellent person. And, you know, Bobby and I were talking, I mean, we chat, I don't know, I mean, not like super frequently, but frequently enough that I can say that old Bobby K is a friend of mine.
That's what we need, Ken, is like a SUV.
And, you know, and we've been talking, and something cool that came up the other night, you know, we were having a conversation about Dynam airplanes and the kinds of things that they improve, or that they could improve. And then not too long after that, I had a representative from Dynam reach out to me, and we talked for a couple of hours about all the things that I think that they could make better. And it wasn't me trashing Dynam, because that's not my goal. I don't do these reviews and say, you know, I had to do all this work and this plane sucks and never buy it. You know, because the fact is, like, none of these airplanes suck. You know, but could they be better? Heck yeah, they could. And that's what I'm trying to convey to the folks at Dynam, is not negativity. You know, but
take your negativity elsewhere.
But what I would call
out the door.
You know,
just
very constructive criticism.
Well, I mean, you just say what you think no matter what.
It's an honest critique, you know. I think that there are areas that they could improve on. And, you know, I can see areas even in this plane, which is their latest release, that could be improved on. and I'm gonna point that out in the build video. But one thing that I can also see a lot of improvements that have been made. So for the 2 or 3 negatives, I'm gonna have a lot more positives. And that's something that I haven't been able to do with the Dynam until this one is see right out of the gate that I'm gonna have more positive things to say than I am negative, which means that they're going in the right direction. Because look, no plane is perfect. None of them. Even the most expensive models are not perfect. But it's one of the best offerings that I've seen from Dynam yet. Let's just say that.
I like this.
And I don't.
And I like that this thing is not a book like that.
It's like a
so
poster.
much easier. You can pin this thing on a wall and not have to flip through pages. Although I can't read Chinese.
Does it have like standard Dynam directions?
Well, yeah, assembly right here.
Yeah, the assembly is 5 pictures. It's not an assembly manual. It's 5 pictures.
Yeah, like you could pin this to a wall and you don't have to flip through a book. So that's cool. I like that. It gives you, of course, the warnings they have to put on there. But from like here up here, that's all the instructions. Pretty simple.
Yeah, the directions are the assembly instructions are about as good as you would expect from any other Dynam.
I mean, if I can put this thing together, I know any of you guys can.
So.
Because I don't really know that much about airplanes. I'm learning, but it tells you how to place your center of gravity, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure all you guys know how to do that.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, it tells you which way to...
Yeah, it does have your control throw
setting, suggestions.
Which is another thing that I wanted to point out for you guys that don't watch.
Color pictures of the parts and all the stuff you're
supposed
to have here.
I need to get into my little blue bag.
Blue bag? Where is it at?
It's over there and it's heavy.
I'm not a weenie.
What?
I'm not a weenie.
Well, I don't need the whole bag. I just need one thing out of it.
Alright.
I just need this. All right. So for you guys that are not able to tune in to the Motion RC shows on Friday, I saw in here where it's talking about control throws, and one of the things that, I don't care if I ever make a dime, telling you guys about cool products. Motion RC is now selling this thing again. And I'll highlight it. You're going to see it on every build video that we do from this point on. If you guys remember the old AccuThrow meters from Great Plains, Dynam now has the AccuThrow under the Benchcraft name, which is fantastic because this thing makes setting all your control throws stupid easy.
Well, yeah, that's cool.
So like back here on the rudder, if we want to set up our control throws, we just slap that thing on there like that. And then, you can move your rudder around and you can measure it right on the little gauge. And it just makes your entire setup like that much easier instead of trying to...
That's a plus or not.
What?
Me reading the instructions.
Yeah, instead of having to throw, a ruler on there or do it some other way.
I do like this personally.
That was one of the things that the merger of Horizon Hobby and Hobby Co. When Great Plains kind of went away, a lot of the tools and stuff that they make also went away with that. And the AccuThrow and the nice CG stands kind of went away. And this looks exactly like the old Great Plains AccuThrow. And I think on the Benchcraft website at Motion RC, or the Motion RC website, if you go to the workbench area and you look for like gauges and measurement tools, this is just listed as like a Benchcraft deflection gauge. Super simple. You know, it's got like little felt things that you stick on the control surface. You can measure your deflections and be done. And it measures in both millimeters and standard. So, you know, if you're a dork and you live in the United States like most of us, you can read it in inches. But for the most part, most of the RC stuff that I've seen, it measures it in millimeters. Now, if it measures it in, if in the book it's measured in degrees, anybody with a modern cell phone can use their cell phone to measure the degrees of deflection. But if it's measured in millimeters, this thing is your friend. And I think it's like $10 or something like that. You could 3D print one, or you can pay $10 and get one already made from Motion RC under the Benchcraft label. Benchcraft deflection gauge, the new version of the very long forgotten and deeply missed Great Plains AccuThrow. Yes, Spencer, they are out of stock. Oh, are they back in stock now?
On the concave bracket. See, bracket on the side of the fuselage. The calibration issue. I want to put it together. Like, we might as well put it together.
Well, we don't have time. We only got like 19
not on the show,
more
I mean,
minutes.
like later.
Yeah. We'll put it together.
Okay.
It's only 5 steps.
Yep, that's it.
It's more than 5 steps. And a lot of the steps are going to take a long time. Because we do have to, you know, the wing halves need to be glued together. Otherwise, I probably would go ahead and just slap it together now. Cause
I want to make sure it's done right. And
yeah. It's not going to take. It's not going to take much to get it going, but it does have some glue areas where I'm going to need to glue the wing halves together. And I like to let that sit overnight. So we'll probably, you know, set up the glue tonight and finish the assembly sometime tomorrow. For the glue, we're probably going to be using...
Thumbtack?
Well...
No.
I haven't used foam tack in a while. I've been using the foam cure glue from Bob Smith Industries, and I think that's what we're going to use on the PT-17 is the foam cure.
Coconut oil.
We can use coconut oil. Coconut oil is not an adhesive.
Fall City Beer.
Randy.
Oh, we need to get some more of that before they stop selling it.
But I probably should put some coconut oil on this long spar because this thing has a super...
It's tight. It's a tight fit.
It is tight.
Don't pop me in the face with that, please.
This thing has a super long spar.
Oh, I don't want to break anything. Yeah, it's pretty long.
In the lower
That's what
wing.
She said, Let's see. Okay, I'm like, what, 5'2"?
That thing is like a freaking lightsaber.
So it comes up to like
it's
my
like
rib,
3 feet.
The bottom of my rib. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how long that is, but that is one of the longer carbon spars that I've ever seen.
It's pretty long.
It's huge.
Thank you. It's big.
It's that long.
It's long. Well, I mean, I'm only like 5'1.5", 5'2", so like pretty much there's a whole world up there I don't know anything about. So
this spar by itself is like 1 meter. You know, it is the same length as the full wingspan of the three-wing F-18.
There's nothing wrong with a long spar.
That's right. Nothing wrong with a long spar. Don't be jealous, fools.
Oh yeah, there is a ruler right here.
Just because your spar ain't this big.
Where is the...
Don't be mad.
Look, on the mat, the cutting mat.
The cutting mat is only 36 inches.
Oh yeah.
It's longer than 36 inches.
Well, not by a whole lot.
It's longer by like an extra 3 inches.
Okay.
Which makes sense because it's 1 meter in length, which is 1 point. Yes.
I don't know meters. I just know millimeters and kilograms.
It's about 3 inches longer than a
cc's
than a yard.
I don't know. Don't make me do math right now.
It's about 3 inches longer than a yard.
I'm still weirded out by my phone, y'all. Did y'all see that? Like, I want to go back and look at it. It's all about technique. It's all in the hips. It's all
about super long spars. You must have a spar that is at least 1 meter in length.
Oh, bossy, you gotta drive. Oh, be careful. Be safe.
That's right, Wreck-'em Roy. It's a 1 meter Peter.
That's what she said. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
All right. So I probably will put some kind of lubrication, some type of oil or Vaseline or something to be able to, because it goes into bare foam. It's not going into like plastic or carbon as it goes into the wings, so it's getting like bound up.
Something that's not going to eat the foam away.
Yeah, we're not going to do anything that's going to eat up the foam.
I don't even know if we have any of that Vaseline. You could use like that cooking spray oil stuff. EVO.
I can put some olive oil on it, or some coconut oil.
Yeah, the coconut oil.
Some hair conditioner. It leaves the hair silky and smooth.
Conditioner is better.
I get the hair nice and clean.
Conditioner is better.
I get the hair silky and smooth. Shaving cream.
Unlubed is better. Shaving cream? Wait, what? KY jelly?
Yes. So, the Spar of David.
See, that's
this is the Spar of David Arizona. Because that's me.
We need to go to Arizona. It's the Spar of David.
Because this is my spa. And I'm David. And this is the Spar of David. Right now. It's huge. It really is.
What was that movie we watched this weekend?
So good.
That was really good. Something about
Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good Adam Sandler movie.
Well, it's pretty good.
Yes.
We do have shaving cream. He just doesn't use it very often. And I'm trying to make him let his hair grow.
Did you just poop?
What?
Did you just make...
No.
Did you just make gas noise?
No. Do not throw me under the bus.
Are you doing it again?
I'm not doing anything.
Is it just the chair?
That's your stool. Because it's so... Thanks a lot. I have wheel more. I have like tire tracks on my back now. Thanks. Appreciate that one. So
Dennis,
you've got.
Dennis knows what's up.
Not have edibles.
Dennis knows what's up.
Have to slow down because my school doesn't. The kind of school I go to does not dig that too much. I did. No, he's sitting on this stool that's like forever old.
I'm always sitting on a stool.
Yeah, if you smelt it, you dealt it, man.
The one who smelt it dealt it. The hit dog always hollers.
Yeah. The guilty dog barks the loudest. And usually first. That's what my mama always said. That. fart near turbines. Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It does sound like
Unless you want your butthole to explode. It seems dangerous. So, we've got about 10 minutes left for tonight. And we've covered...
so what do y'all want to talk about?
We've covered a few different things. We've covered these...
He likes to crop dust too in the store, and then he'll walk off and I'm just standing there like...
No. My favorite is crop dusting an elevator.
You used to crop dust your students in the 90s.
Yeah. It was awesome. So,
and you would blame
crop
it
dusting,
on whoever was sitting in the front
like,
row.
as you're walking into an elevator, you know, because that's the best. And then, like, your eyes are watering, like you cut an onion, you know, like, shh, and you just sat it in front of everybody. But your eyes are watering, and you can also be like, oh my God, who did that? You know, and it's so easy to blame everybody else. You know, and everyone's going to be like, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. Like, God, who did that?
You need to go have
Whoever did that was terrible.
You need to go have a lower GI for
Shame
real.
on you.
Because I'm telling you, some of yours smells like something literally died in your GI tract, in your lower intestine.
I don't eat live food. It's all dead.
It's rank, I'm telling you. Okay, I don't want to talk about...
That's the key to a healthy colon. Yeah, look, y'all know that...
I don't want to talk about colons right now.
It's too late. The can of worms is open.
Oh, man.
So sometimes...
How many times did you crop dust in the shop?
Crop dusting is funny.
And how many times did you do it on the boat? Like, I'm pretty
there's
sure
no shops. There's no shops on a submarine. You know, like, you go and...
They would know it was probably dead after a few months.
On a submarine, you don't really crop dust. Because they don't feed you something that's going to leave you with, like, a small amount of back pressure where you can get, like, an SBD out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. A little silent but deadly.
You're telling me that club spinach doesn't give you, like...
Explosive gas, dude. So, listen. On submarines, we had explosive gas. So, everything sounded like a nuclear bomb going off. There was no, like... Like, that's who you knew the ones were that you stayed away from. Like, if they were making SBDs, it's because...
Okay.
It's because they had stretch.
That's probably not always true.
You know what I'm talking about? It is always true.
I don't know.
But, you know, that's how you knew who was straight, is because they had, like, these just explosive bomb farts. So we weren't really crop dusting,
The bird farm, which is like, that's like a aircraft carrier?
Yeah, we weren't really crop dusting. We were just letting them rip, dude. Just...
Okay, well, what happens if, like, you're trying not to make another submarine hear you, then you have to fart? What do you do then?
If it's out in the open...
Do you, like, sit on a pillow and go find a pillow?
No, because that would put vibrations out to the hull. You stand up loud and proud and you just let it go. Because, like, me and you sitting here having this...
hear that.
No, me and you having this conversation right here would never transfer to the hull. But if I sat down or if I put...
Oh, I get it.
If I sit on this chair... The chair is connected to the floor, and I'm vibrating the floor with my ass now.
Okay.
So I would stand up and let it just go.
There you go. A little bit of submarine physics for you.
Yes. Sound silencing. Sound silencing saves lives.
Is that why you're very good at sneaking up on people?
Yeah. I'm like a ninja.
He is. Anatoly
So Mickey B, that you know how I know you've been watching too many episodes of freaking Chernobyl?
Oh, I remember who that is now. That show freaked me out so bad. I was asking questions for months.
Yes, like, this is what they teach you in the military.
Why did this happen? Like, why did they let
No,
that happen?
Randy, you got too much cushion, like, in your shoes and all that stuff. You got enough to isolate you from the ground.
If you just, you couldn't jump and then fart, because then you'd have to land on your feet. and then that would create vibration.
Look, some of my farts last longer than I could ever stay in the air during a jump.
Your fart will go through your feet to the floor. Yeah, I know, right?
Shaky knee Dave. That's right. First plane flew over pilots.
Ooh, BD Tennessee's gonna do a maiden tomorrow. What? Forever embedded in foam cushion. Shaky knee.
That's funny.
Shaky knee.
Dave Martin ran with that.
Shaky knee festival this year here in Atlanta.
What the shit is a shaky knee festival?
The Shaky Knees Festival. It's like a music festival. It's called Shaky Knees.
I don't know. Never heard of it.
It was supposed to be in April, I think.
I do not know. All right. So, we have 5 minutes left.
Lingering in his Levi's and his poopy suit.
So, I am going to do the weekly shout out to all of our wonderful channel members. Brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Baby first rave. Baby's first rave.
Oh, damn, that's funny.
George Carlin.
George Carlin.
George Carlin.
Oh, what do we got here? Memberships. All right. And we're going to filter that by current levels.
There's some hoes in this house.
Y'all,
I listened to that
some
song.
hoes?
No, I listened to this song called WAP or WAP. Because everybody's been talking about it and I didn't know. Yeah, my friend's daughter.
Who is that lady? She nasty.
Not Nicki Minaj.
It is Nicki Minaj.
No, it's not Nicki Minaj.
Is it Cardi B?
No.
They're
it is Cardi B. I like Nicki Minaj. But Cardi B.
But they make nasty. Look, I'm not saying that they're physically nasty people.
The part that got me,
I'm saying that they make dirty songs. They're like Two Live Crew.
Well, yeah, but the part that got me was she said, wipe his nose like a credit card, and I had to think about it for a minute. And I was like, oh my God, girl, dude. But she's banking, so I ain't hating. Anyway, all right, so funny. Shout out to our members.
Shout out to our sheriff members. Remember, guys, if you want to become a member of the channel and support the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel, you can do so for as little as $1.99 a month. And we certainly appreciate it. Myself and Amy and the UMX Dobermans and our devil ass cat, we all appreciate your support every month. And it helps us bring you wonderful things like this. Right, y'all?
We need to
in front of us.
Have some t-shirts and stuff. And
we do have
hoodies.
Some t-shirts. Oh, we need to get some hoodies. Yeah, because it's gonna get cold. It's gonna get cold. And every week we shout out our highest tier of members, which is our sheriffs. And this week the shout outs go to RC Addict, Mr. George Watts, Joseph Ramsey, Jet Tech Don Atkins, Ken Sprouse Jr., RC Stinger, Flying Times, Mike SSI, Spencer Keith, Dave Kowalski, and William Mergita. To all of you, we thank you so much for being members of the RC Air Marshal community.
Good to see you.
We love you guys. Thank you.
We do love you guys. Sorry I got off on that song, but I had to listen to it because a friend of mine caught his daughter making a TikTok video to that song, and she's 14.
Yes.
And I had no idea what it was. I do like, listening to music and stuff. I listen to all kind of music. But when I was listening to the lyrics of this song, I was just like, oh my God, I would have painted that little girl's back door red if she was mine.
Yep. And also...
Yeah, he was not a very happy daddy, and I get why. But...
And also here in like the last minute of the show, I want to remind everybody that in most of the latest videos and even in this video,
we do love you, Randy. Isn't it Randy?
Of course we love you, Randy.
Of course we love you.
But if you're not, Randy, you're not a member of the channel.
But yes, he has a wrench, so
for as little as $1.99 a month, you can also get shouted out. Look, man, we're trying to like save animals, right? Cue up the Sarah McLachlan music.
In the arms of the angel. That's so terrible. But no, yeah.
Fly away.
So the children can jump in and hide from Madonna. Oh, snap. Boom. Mickey, that was funny.
Or Cardi
Sad.
B.
What, Cardi B?
Google WAP. That's funny.
Oh, no, the lyrics, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's a dirty song.
It is.
So.
I mean, it's alright, but not for a 14-year-old.
One night in Bangkok makes the hog man crumble.
One night, you would know. I've never been to Thailand.
Oh, I've been.
I know you have.
It's a terrible place.
I want to talk about it.
All right. So, that's funny, Dennis.
His dog started
That's
howling.
funny. When you sing Sarah McLachlan, it makes dogs howl.
That's the only song that she has that I actually know.
All of them.
I don't know any of them, but that one.
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Ping pong, dog. Ping pong.
In addition to becoming a member of the channel for as low as $1.99, you can look down, you know, what about right there-ish? Right in that general area, there's a button that says join. And if you click that button, it will give you 3 options. And for as low as $1.99 a month, you can support the channel. Other ways that you can support the channel, and in every description of our latest videos, you will find a link to our Teespring store where you can get some of the best tees in RC.
The hoodies are freaking comfortable as crap.
The hoodies are great.
Oh, love that.
Don't get glue on a black hoodie.
Yeah, I get
that sucks.
Oh, you got glue.
I got glue on
work
a black hoodie.
I think I can get it off.
Yeah, I got glue on my black hoodie, and that's why I haven't been wearing them.
Well, I think I can get it off with my hand press.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Hopefully it'll work out.
Anyway, guys, we're going to get going. Be sure that you tune in
He does too, David.
in a few minutes.
I know.
What time is it?
The Braves lost last night, and it was so
Oh my God,
out
the stupid
so
Braves.
Good.
They really did.
Oh, and then, I mean, I don't know what happened. Like,
they got, it's the Atlanta curse.
It is. We get, like, we do start doing really good, and then right at the end, we just...
Yep. Everybody have...
Good night, guys.
A great night. Be sure to tune in and watch Gooniac's show here in like 12 minutes. If Gooniac is in here, please put a link.
Put your link up.
If he's not in here, search for Gooniac Fiery Booty.
It's a good
You'll
game.
find his channel.
Really good game.
Come hang out with us.
Dodgers.
Come hang out with us in 12 minutes. Thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. AR630, Tyson D. Strong. Look up my series on AR637T programming.
Thank you, Christy.
It is the exact same procedure for the AR637T as it is for the AR630. So,
night, Dennis. Night, Reckham.
What were you saying?
I forgot.
Go Dodgers.
Oh, he said, Keith Christie said, glad they're back.
Oh, yes.
It took a minute for me to... Good
See
night,
you guys later. Thank you guys all for coming.
Thanks, Reckham. Bye, Pilot Ryan. Bye, Tyson.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.